Hi, and welcome to another part of Optimising RPG. Now today we're going to take on the third score point of Trial Tower. It's called Battle Robot Defeated. Now last time we determined that we needed to start again from the beginning, so we are just going to restore to this little save point I've made where I've picked this up and the two pieces of equipment, because that's exactly the same and you've already seen it twice before. Now the first decision we have to make differently is picking the order in which we pick these up. So previously we would have collected this first or this first and spent the 10 greckles on this door to save a hit from this monster. Well, in this case, although that was saving 15 or 14 HP from opening this door, we actually don't want to spend the money on that little health saving, so we are just going to not open the door. In that case you do want the defense first because it does help you with those, and the attack made no difference to the value of the thieves. We do need this health like last time. And there is some health up here too. Now there is something that I have since realised part 2 I have done wrong in part 2, or a very small change that you can make. You don't pick up that 15 HP. What we do is we'd come back and pick this up at the end. We didn't need the HP, and by having a lower health pool, some hot tiles will actually do a little bit less damage to us. You do save in part 2 about 7 HP by leaving this until the end. Not enough to actually improve our overall score, but this time we are going to make that little change. Take advantage of the improvement. Now in the previous episodes we did not kill this 5th rat down here. However, that does leave us with this 8 greckles at the end. Now all the other monsters in this hold have multiples of 10 in the number of greckles that they give. So by not killing this one rat, we actually end up with 8 useless greckles that we can never make use of, and we do want as much money as we can, so we are essentially getting 10 greckles for 10 HP, 10 usable greckles effectively, by killing that rat this time. We do need all of the money that we can get, as we will see later on. So we've got 72 health left over this time. This is still enough to continue despite not picking up that 15 extra health. As you will see here, we just barely get by this with 7 HP remaining. Now there's a couple of things here that are very similar to what we did last time, so I am just going to run through them quickly. Got to do this dance with this assassin. Whoops. What is it? It's that. There we go. Now last time we made the assessment that it was definitely not worth picking up this defense gem because it gains a 6 score, but this costs us 10. We have 4 score to make up, which is 160 HP. We need to get hit 80 times for that to matter, and then we just weren't getting hit enough times. In this score point, we still aren't getting hit enough times to make that worthwhile, so we are actually just going to skip it again. This isn't right. There we go. And just like last time, we're going to kill this and get the defense. Now this attack, in the 3rd floor there are monsters where we will actually save health if we pick this up. However, the timing of needing a green key to gain access to it is actually really difficult, and we would like to pick this up, and because we are quite low on keys and we will need this key at some point early on in level 3. We don't have to collect it now, but you will find that really there is no good opportunity to actually collect this attack, and on the 3rd floor we're not going to save enough to make up this score difference. That's worth 10, that costs 20, we'd need to save 400 HP for this to be worthwhile, and it's just not happening. We may actually never pick this up, even though it means leaving this stats permanently behind, just because actually having the green key spare before we need this one is very difficult to achieve. Because ideally, I mean, we would have had the attack for now where we actually get to make quite a lot of saving on these monsters, but sadly it's not really happening. Now, like last time, we need to get some more health before we can take on that next zombie, and just like last time, we're going to pick this one up because we can spare the yellow key. It's score neutral, we don't want to take a hit from an assassin for more health. Now, unlike last time, we actually no longer need this. We are going the empty sword slot, so we're going to leave our sword in that spot to pick it up later. This is because we are planning to kill these monsters at some point, and that briar will actually destroy whatever is on this pressure plate. So we don't want to destroy the wooden sword because we are actually going to use it at some point. Now, we can collect this defense, but we are going to need more greckles going forward, so we are going to go all the way back to level 1 and kill some spare enemies here to get more money. These are all free now, we've got enough defense. We don't need to pick up that 15 HP we've left behind just yet. I am going to pick this up now, just while I'm in the room. We're not actually ever going to be able to take advantage of this, so while we're passing through, let's just grab that. So now we have enough money, we can take on this zombie here. Now last time, because money wasn't really a concern, we decided that saving 2 health by killing these monsters, which closes this door, then picking up the defense was better. That lowered our health for the hot tiles, which is why we made a savings. This time we really don't want to spend this greckle gate right now, so instead we are just going to take the 2 extra costs and save ourselves 20 greckles. By basically losing 2 more health, it's not very much. Before we open this door and head to our next goal, which is this boss, we need a little bit more health, and there is health that we are going to need behind the blue door here, the assassin, while we've got the blue key spare. We also will, it turn out, need the greckles from the assassin, so we definitely want to take this now. So let's go ahead. We can't make this guy any cheaper, so let's just move on to the next floor. Here we get the choice, and we have to do it now because we're about to lock ourselves in to spend 20 greckles on 30 health. The greckles are more important to keep than the 30 health, as you will soon see, so we shall move on. There's nothing in this room at all yet. Now here we have this pressure plate's a bit of a problem. It will lock access to this little alcove if we walk on top of it. This costs a green key and 300 health, and it gives us a green key and 300 health, but also 2 yellow keys, so there's a big profit to be made by going into here. We could skip the pressure plate by opening this green door, but at that point we are basically losing most of the score benefit for actually ever going in here in the first place. So if we can, we would love to take this on right now, and it turns out we do have exactly enough HP that we need to get into here. While our HP is this low, we should take a look at any hot tiles that we can cross. 20 HP is the magic number to reduce hot tiles down to 1 damage, and that's because they deal 5% of your HP. So that key is never going to get any cheaper, which is why we do it right now while we have the opportunity. There is nothing else in there to pick up. There are no more hot tiles, rather. Now, because we're going to lock this in place like so, we do need to collect all of that now. Now, our next goal is going to be to collect this sword down here. Now, if we take a look at what's blocking our way, we've got a greckle gate, but we also have these brained monsters. The rats, interestingly, if we get one more attack, they will go down to being completely free, so we would love to pick up more attack if we can. Here is some attack, but we're going to need 120 greckles to access it. If we can find a way to gather this much money without spending too much health, that would be great. It will also make this guy substantially cheaper, and there's also some defense in the way as well. If we are going to be taking any damage to get some money, we do want to see if we can pick up this defense first, just to save a little bit of damage if we can. This pressure plate here closes a yellow door that leads to the sword, so really we want to get that sword before we cross this and have to spend a key. So let's see if we can get enough money. Well, this guy here, we gain 30, but we spend 20, so he is actually profitable. We will need some health to get to the sword, so picking up this health along the way, which we have to do, is not so bad. So that's what we're going to do. That wasn't right. There we go. Do we have to collect this now? Yes, we do. That's right. Because that's going to lock, yes. And we can get money from him by doing that. This other assassin, similarly, has become free, so we shall just stab him. And now we have enough greckles, without taking any damage at all, to pick up this defense gem. So we would still like another 40 greckles if we can manage it to get the attack. And in terms of enemies we can hit, well, there is this zombie here. He's only dealing 3 damage. It would have been 12, but we've just picked up that defense. Taking 3 damage to help get that attack is definitely worth it. So we are just going to kill him now. Similarly, there's another zombie here. This will give us all the money that we need, and we may as well kill this guy as well. There weren't really actually any other enemies to kill. We have mopped up most of what is available at this point. So that's why we started killing monsters that are dealing damage to us. But that gives us access to this, and means that we can now come down here a little bit more cheaper than before. Whoops. Of course, I have forgotten to pick up enough health to actually get through there. So because there is also the brained thief in the next room, we do need more than 100 health. The only health that we really have to pick up is this 100 and this 30, and we got the 15 back at the start, but we need more health than that, so we've got to go for this big 400 here. But it turns out that that will be roughly all we need anyway. And he's given us enough money to open this gate. Now sadly, what you're going to see here is that actually we don't have enough health. Killing this thief's going to cost us 180, and we only got 2 HP remaining, so when we try to cross these tiles unfortunately we do die, so we actually do have to pick up a little bit more health. Fortunately, we do have a 15 HP that we've left behind, which will again leave us underneath the magical value of 20. So we will take minimum damage from those hot tiles. The difference in health between having picked up this now and having picked it up at the start wasn't very much. It ended up being about 5 health better that we are. And it's going to also turn out that because we have a little bit more health, we're going to take a little bit more damage from some future hot tiles. So in the end, that little change in ordering of when we picked up that small potion, it saves us like 2 or 3 health at the end. It's really very, very small saving, but it is still a saving. And there we are, see, we're underneath 20, so we only take 1 damage, and that gives us the sword. Excellent. If we continue past here, we do lock this door, so ideally we want to get everything that's available in here. That does mean picking up this health, and we do have to cross these hot tiles to make use of that, but it's still profitable overall. This monster here, now we've not really talked much about what no enemy defense means. What it means is that your defense is completely irrelevant for this monster. So you'll see he has 100 attack and he is hitting us for the full 100 when he hits us. With 99 more attack to go, he's never going to get any cheaper, so we're just going to go ahead and kill him. Now in this room, unless we spend a green key, which we really don't want to do, we are forced to basically deal with this now before we can go any further. We do have to do this to bring access to the boss, but also there is a shield this way, so we do want to do this as soon as we can. Fortunately, you see, by basically getting all of the money that we possibly could, we have ended up with exactly enough money that we need to make it through this section without having to basically spend another yellow key. So that's why we've been so tight on money. We've killed pretty much everything that we could, and we've ended up with just enough money. Unfortunately, there is not enough health available to really change how much damage we're going to deal here. We could fight this guy, you see, for 100 if we could get a little bit over 100 and then reduce our health so that we're only taking 1 damage. But the only thing we've really got to pick up is one like 30 HP potion, which it's just not enough here. So we will take a little bit of damage from these hot tiles. Obviously we take damage coming back, but that's expected. So now we can carry on. We do want to run to the shield as soon as we can. There's not really any other stats to pick up except this one here. This is the only stats we have available, but to gain access to it, we do have to spend 30 greckles here, and we're actually not going to have enough money to get the shield if we do that, so we're just going to carry on for now. There's a little DROD trick here, pushing the mirror like that blocks us from this beam. This is the same as the Umplick beam, the Umplick monster being in regular RPG. It halves your health every time you get hit by it. So you can see you really don't want to get hit by this if you can avoid it, because it's always going to deal massive amounts of damage, pretty much always. So we can avoid it by doing that with the mirror and blocking it. This guy, we just got to kill him. Can't make him any much cheaper. Now in this room, to gain access to the shield, you basically, each of these pressure plates mirrors one of these doors up here. However, each time you pressure plate, it also locks a greckle gate. So we can only really afford at the moment to open the minimum number of doors to get to here, which is 4. So that's what we're going to do. We're not going to deal with this yet because we can actually come back later when we've got less health and take less damage and pick this up. So we're just going to go down the bottom here. It gives us a little bit more money. We do take this now. We technically don't have to, and we could take it on our way back. However... no, we need the money. That's right. Yes, we actually can't get out of here unless we take that money, because you will see we will end up with less than 30 greckles. So we do have to kill him now, even though he would have been cheaper if we'd picked up the shield. I'm just going to make a quick save. So now that we've got the shield, we can think again about finishing off collecting the rest of the stats before we take on the boss. All we have left for stats at this point is this one attack gem, these 2 gems down here, and also this defense gem. Unfortunately, we don't really have enough money to get this, and in order to get these ones or the one above, we do have to kill this guy. So we are just going to kill him now. He's not doing very much. And now we have access to all of the remaining gems, so we might as well pick this one up while we're here. There is a pressure plate puzzle in this room to gain access to this stuff here. We do want to open these 3 doors. This pressure plate needs to be weighed down, so we're going to have to put a mirror on here to open this one. We're going to have to put a mirror on here to open this one, and we do need to press this one here in order to open this door there. Because putting a mirror on here does open access to this one, it's obvious that we need to do this one first. Interestingly, in this room we have a blue key here that requires you to weigh this pressure plate down to access, but the only way to weigh this pressure plate down is to also weigh this one down, but there is no way to get 2 mirrors to do this without basically depositing one in here and it's then stuck in here. So we actually can't collect this by just weighing down pressure plates. It is slightly odd, but that's okay. We do get a blue key going this way instead, so we can't actually get this key. You may be wondering, I didn't really mention why we killed this guy earlier. It's because we have to deposit this down here, and there's no way to get that mirror down here without taking a beam hit unless we kill him, and it's just a lot cheaper to just kill him straight away. Also, if we hadn't killed him yet, we're just going to take a load of damage doing that little bit there. And with that puzzle out the way, we've gained access to these stats, and we've also picked up an invisibility potion. We are going to take a look at that in a moment, but first we just want to pick up the remainder of these stats if we can. Stats are great, you want them as soon as possible. To get this, we don't want to cross this, so we would like to kill this and then go across here. These guys, they're not really dealing very much damage anymore. We do have access to this, so let's just do this now. And if we step on here, they are dealing 14 damage per hit. Now, because it is on Auramites, we lose access to our metal equipment, but we do have a wooden shield that will reduce the damage of this. So we're going to just go and pick that up and do that now. Now, unfortunately, to get this far, we did have to kill the assassin in this room. This means he's not available to us to actually get past this door, so we do have to come from the north instead. It does cost us greckles to do this, to get over here, but it's fine, you know, we will be able to spare the money now. I mean, the main reason why we needed all the money was to pass that central room on the next floor, and now that we've done that, we do have a little bit more leeway with our money. So here, by having the wooden shield, we can pick up this attack gem for 12. And we're just going to go back and recollect our main shield. Whoops. There we go. So now that we have collected all of the stats, the enemies are not going to get any cheaper at all. However, we do still have to consider some hot tiles. There are some hot tiles we would like to cross, and so we want to see how we can reduce our health as much as possible before we have to cross any of them. So there is this set here. We do have to kill this guy for 100 damage when we go this way, so we might want to consider doing these first, because we do actually take extra damage and that will lower our health for other hot tiles. But we will look at the other ones that are available. There is hot tiles in this room, specifically to free this pressure plate. To gain access to this, we do have to cross this hot tile. It's just a lot cheaper than opening that door. And there is also hot tiles here, but when we do this one, we actually gain health instead of reduce it, because we want to pick this up. Therefore, it makes the most sense that if we're tackling with our hot tiles first, that we want to do this one here. Now, we could get the lucky greckle now, but we are going to pick up some health, and we don't actually want to gain the health if at all possible. We do actually want this lucky greckle at some point, but we're not so insistent on it right now that we can't do everything else we need to first. Part of the reason why we need money now, even though we've gone through the bulk of the level, is because we have trades like this one and these ones here where we get to turn some spare money into 45 health each. So we can't open all of these with all of the money that's available still from the monsters unless we pick up the lucky greckle, and by doing so, we will. The benefit that we gain by picking up all these small potions is larger than how much it's going to cost by going ahead and picking it up. However, we don't need it so early that we can't finish dealing with these hot tiles first. Now, we have access to a hand bomb in this room. As soon as we press this pressure plate, which we just need money for, we will gain access to the hand bomb for free. And we've got this invisibility potion. We should start to think about how we want to use these. Whenever I have an invisibility potion, the first thing I look for to see is I can skip past a boss. Fortunately, in this hold they have made it so that you can't just walk past the boss. You can walk through enemies when you have the invisibility potion. That's good, because it means if this wasn't the case, we could actually go past this guy, go towards the end of the hold, then come back and kill him when we have way more resources and just get a massive score. But that does mean like replaying the whole thing multiple times and missing out on this particular optimization. So I'm glad that that's the case, that's okay. This here, he does 504 damage. This is the most expensive monster that is available to us, so he's a good candidate for the hand bomb because we save 504 health if we just blow him up. We are free to use the hand bomb and blow this guy up here because he triggers the score point. We're not going any further, so we can think about how we want to use these accessories on the first 3 floors. Obviously, when we go beyond this guy, we may not wish to throw away the bomb on just 500 health. There might be a better use, but for now we can consider bombing him. For the invisibility potion, there aren't really that many enemies that we wish to walk through, but we do need to kill these guys, and we would like a way around this without actually taking any damage. This warlock here, he is double-brained. He's actually dealing a massive 400 damage, but we only need 90 more attack to make that reduce to 0. while the invisibility potion lets you walk through monsters, it also lets you take on one monster with effectively double attack. So if we use our invisibility potion against the warlock, we will actually kill him for no damage at all, and we will save a little bit of health. In fact, we won't take any damage at all from the warlock. That then lets us take on the brains, and lets us come around here for free. So we do save quite a bit of health. We save about 400 by doing this. The alternative would have been to walk through, stab the brain, and then kill the witch for 456. So actually, yes, that was the best use, was to kill the warlock. See, we can walk through now that he's gone. This monster doesn't hurt us, but we do have to cross hot tiles twice. We can pick that up later. And then, so we could kill these guys for money. They are actually going to cost us money when we kill them. It'll cost us health, sorry. It's going to cost us 12 health each. The reason why we haven't killed them yet, even though that would reduce our HP pool, is because we actually want to kill these guys with the lucky greckle. We do gain an extra 30 greckles each, or 90 in total, if we kill them with the lucky greckle. That's enough to open 3 doors, and it is profitable to do that. So it's certainly going to earn us more health than it's going to cost us by not losing extra health to the hot tiles. So the last one to do is here, where we are effectively opening a yellow door to get a green key, crossing the hot tiles twice, and we pick up that health along the way. We've spent quite a lot of money there to do that, but it is better to do this whole thing twice than it is to come in and try to do them at the same time, because it costs, we just don't have enough money. It costs us an extra 30 to do it earlier, which we couldn't afford. Sorry, an extra 90. So now that we've crossed all the hot tiles and we've gathered all of the stats, there's no reason to leave any of this health lying around anymore, so we are just going to go ahead and pick it all up. And we are going to see how much more money we can gather. So now that we have the lucky greckle, we can take these guys on. We can make use of the money if we kill them with this, so we are just going to take 9 damage for 100 greckles. That's pretty good. There is nothing in here. We do actually want the wooden shield and sword to take on those assassins standing on the Oramites, so we're just going to swap this for now. Like this. Now the reason why we're coming all the way back here is because we actually have a spare blue key. So we haven't mentioned it since the first score point, but this 1600 health is actually worth more than the blue door gives us, which is the equivalent of 1200. So you can see there we have improved our score by 10 by swapping our spare blue key for that health. So we're now just going to take on those monsters standing on the Oramites. So here we are, they cost us 12 each for a fair amount of greckles, and we can start spending our money. Funnily, there is this hot tile with a force arrow on it, but you can just walk straight back out the door again. No need to ever actually press that. It does give us access to the hand bomb as well, but there is potentially one more enemy left to kill, which is up here. We do want to kill this. That gives us a bit more greckles that we can trade for more stuff. But before we do, we need to regather our equipment. We certainly don't want to fight him with the wooden sword and shield. There we go. So as you can see, there's 120 worth of greckles left to do, left to open. They give us 45 each, and if we kill this guy, he only costs 16, so we gain about 29 health if we kill him. So that's what we're going to do. And there we go, that's the last of the greckles. You could spend a yellow key here to gain quite a lot of money actually. This one, 240 greckles, but of course we just don't need that money. So we can also pick up the hand bomb now, because there's no more monsters to kill. Of course there's 2 ways north, so the fast travel always picks the closest. And with that, we have gathered everything that we need to. There's nothing left to get. Wait, not true. There is actually this left to get. I'm just going to make a quick save. This green key, when you pick it up, will actually lock all of this stuff behind the boss. We're not, of course, going beyond the boss in this save, so we can just pick it up now. Otherwise, we'd normally leave that as late as we think we can get away with. And then we don't even have to fight the boss, we can just blow him up. And that gives us our 1184 score, which is my top score. As you can see, we were 5 hit points over the barrier there, so if we had 6 less, we would have lost a point. So some of the small optimizations that we did didn't matter. However, the order that we did things like with hot tiles, for example, definitely made quite the difference. So yeah, what we're going to do now that we've done that is we're just going to quickly take a look at what we're coming up against next time. And in the next floor, what we have, the first thing we need to do is going to lead us to this room, where we have an awful lot of money again that we're going to need. Lots and lots of money around here. We only get 1 shot at doing this, and we do have to go this way in order to proceed right at the start. So we do actually want to end with significantly more money than we did last time. So that's going to be our goal for the next episode. We don't have to start all the way from the beginning again, you'll be glad to hear, but there are definitely differences we can do. We did waste quite a lot of money there towards the end, which I'm sure we can do differently for next time. So until then, thank you for watching and goodbye.